One of the most powerful features of vcpkg is its support for triplets, and a triplet defines how package should be built. So it specifies the target platform, the processor architecture, and other build settings such as whether the library should be linked statically or dynamically. And instead of maintaining separate package managers for Windows, Linux, macOS, and embedded systems, vcpkg uses triplets to describe the target environment. But why do we need triplets? So imagine you want to install the FMT library, and should vcpkg build it for Windows, Linux, macOS? Is it 64-bit? Is it ARM64? Is it static library? Is it a dynamic library? And without additional information, vcpkg wouldn't know which version to build. And triplets solve this problem by providing all the necessary build information. So a triplet defines the target. So think of a triplet as a build configuration, and here I have an example: x64 Windows. This means the target architecture is x64, the operating system is Windows, and the linkage is dynamic by default. And here is another example: x64 Windows static, and this means that the target architecture is x64, operating system is Windows, and it tells vcpkg to link all libraries statically. How do we install a package with a triplet? So you can specify the desired triplet directly when installing a package. For example, we have here vcpkg install fmt, and then so the package name comes first and then followed by a colon, and then the triplet here, for example, for x64 Windows, and here, for example, the second example is for x64 Linux. So there are default triplets. So if you don't specify triplet, vcpkg choose a default based on your platform. For example, here I have this is our install command line, if you remember from the previous lectures. And here we didn't specify the triplet because, as I said, vcpkg choose the default based on your platform. So if you try this command line on a typical Windows system, so Windows 11 x64, then it will this is equivalent to vcpkg install fmt x64 Windows. And if it's on Linux x64, then it is equivalent to vcpkg install fmt x64 Linux. So the default triplets depends on your operating system and the compiler configuration. We come now to a very important thing about triplets. It is cross compilation. So you can install vcpkg on Windows and then use it to manage your packages for Linux, macOS, or for ARM systems, etc. So triplets also support cross compilation. So for example, from a Linux machine, you could build for ARM using vcpkg install fmt ARM64 Linux, or you can also use it on Windows. However, it's important to understand that a triplet does not provide a compiler. So a triplet tells vcpkg what to build, but you must already have an appropriate compiler toolchain capable of producing binaries for the target platform. So this command line would not work if you don't have a cross compiler for Linux ARM64 on your Windows machine. So, and then if you install the cross compiler, so if the required compiler is missing, vcpkg cannot build the packet. So cross compilations make sense only if you have C++ core compiler for the target system.